uh, what is the criteria for a year to be considered as a leap year or not?
It needs to have 366 days in a year.
Okay, but let's say I am given only the year as input, something like 2023, something like that.
Uh,
How will you find out whether it's a leap year or not?
the that year is usually divisible by 4.
Okay, fine. That is one of the conditions. Okay, divisible by 4, but there are some exceptions to it. Do you know that?
I don't think I know that, sir.
Okay, so why do you think we have the idea of this leap year?
I'm not sure.
Tanmay, any idea why we have leap years?
So every year the world
Huh,
revolves 365
huh,
days with and a quarter day. So in four
quarter
years, all the
day, right?
quarters. Yes.
Yeah. So to account for that, every fourth year, after 4 years, 4 quarters make one day. So every 4 year we add a day in addition. Okay, but this extra quarter day, it is not exactly 0.25. Okay, so what happens is it is actually slightly more than 0.25. So that would add keep on adding up. Okay, so to account for that, what they do is for every 100 years. Okay, even though the 100th year is divisible by 4, okay, the 100th year will not be a leap year. Okay, got it? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Hello? Yeah, okay. So but even then they found out that there was still some mismatch between the actual time and the calendar. Okay, so uh, there was a small fraction missing. So after every 400 years, but however, the 400th year, even though it is divisible by 100, okay, it is still considered a leap year. So we have three criteria. Okay, so for a year to be a leap year or not, it should be divisible by 4, but it should not be divisible by 100. This is one of the conditions. For this condition, we have an exception. Okay, however, if the year is divisible by 400, every 400th year is a leap year. Okay, now we have to write a program. Okay, so write a program for first to read the input, ask the user to enter the year, write the code for that, open your IDE. What statement will you write?
Year is equal to eval input, uh,
Yeah.
and then enter the year.
Okay. Check leap dot py. Let's say this. Okay. Current year. You can name. You can give any names, year or whatever. Current year is equal to eval of input. Enter the year. current year. Okay, it could be any year, not necessarily current year. Okay, we will say year only. Fine. Okay. So now, tell me, how do we write the conditions?
If your mod 4 is equal to 0 and your
Year
mod
mod 4 is equal to 0. Sorry, 0. This is our first condition. Just for sake of clarity, I will put the brackets. Okay. This is our first condition. Next, what is the other condition? Year
uh, mod 100
mod year mod 100.
is not equal
What
to
should it
0.
be? Not equal to 0. Okay, it should not be divisible by 100, but it should be divisible by 4. I want both of the conditions to be satisfied. Tanmay, can you tell me how can I join these two conditions? What logical operator should I use if I want both conditions to be true?
And
Tanmay,
condition.
and okay, right? Okay. So if this condition is true, we said either if this condition is true or even if this condition is true. Okay, if a year is divisible by 400, okay, if I just check these, first part is true. 400 is divisible by 4, it gives a remainder 0. But 400, when I divide by 100, it is divisible by 100. It also gives 0. Okay, because this condition will fail, it will say it's not a leap year. So I have an exception. So I say either this condition, okay, either this condition or this condition. Okay, so I will use, let's do this joining. Even if I don't put the parenthesis also, it will anyway first evaluate these two conditions and then perform a OR on it. Or, okay, Tanmay, can you tell me the next condition? A year should be divisible by 400. What condition should I write? Year,
Your your
huh,
person symbol.
mod, percentage, fine.
Yes,
Okay,
mod symbol.
mod, huh, what value?
400.
400, yes. Go ahead. Okay, even if you make a mistake also, that's perfectly fine. What do we
E
say? Year is divisible by 400. So what should I write? Equal to or not equal to?
equal to
Equal to what?
0.
0. Okay. So if a year is divisible by 4 and not divisible by 100, or if the year is divisible by 400, then we'll print saying that it's a leap year. Okay. You can print any statement of your choice. Okay, entered year is a leap year, whatever. Excuse me. Okay, in the else part, what should I write?
Uh, else print year comma year is not a leap year.
Okay, fine. Okay, okay, like Disha suggests, we can even print the value entered by the user, year, comma, is a leap year. Okay, fine, we'll do it that way. Year is. not a leap year. Okay. Execute and verify the results.
Yes, sir. Done.
Okay. 2024. What is the result for 2024?
Twenty 2024 is a leap year.
Yes. Okay. Correct. Okay. What about 2100? What is the output for 2100? 2100. 2024 is a leap year. Tanmay, did you finish typing the program?
1 second, sir. I have one last statement to write.
So when I'm teaching you, you should make that habit of typing it along with me. I typed when I'm typing, you should also simultaneously start typing it. Okay, don't wait for me to finish. Okay, so if I give the input to be 2100, 2100 is not a leap year because it is, even though it's divisible by 4, it is also divisible by 100. Okay, and it also doesn't it is also not divisible by 400, so it's not a leap year. If I give an example of 2000, okay, 2000 is divisible by 4 and also divisible by 100. So first part will be false, but however 2000 is also divisible by 400. So false or true will give me true, in which case it will execute the if block. When the result is false, it executes the else block. So 2000 is a leap year. Okay, 2024 is a leap year. 2100 is not a leap year. 20,000 is a leap year. 2023. What about 2023?
Not a leap year.
Not a leap year. Okay. So let's verify that. Yes, 2023 is not a leap year. Okay. So this is how you can solve computational problems. Okay. Any real world problem you can take and try to solve it as a computational problem. Okay. Now, okay, write a program, take down, yeah, to find the largest of three numbers. Okay, I am taking that in the nested one. Okay, okay. We will not solve it right now. Okay, we'll look at the next concept of nested if statements. Okay, so in programming, you will constantly keep hearing this called as the nesting. Okay, so nesting is placing one thing inside an another. So when we say nested if statement, okay, it means that writing a if statement in the body of another if statement. Okay, like for example, if boolean expression one, okay, some condition, okay, then in the body you could probably include, okay, statement one. If you could include one more boolean expression 2, then statement 2, statement 3, or in general we call it a suite. Okay, statement 4, and so on. So here, the execution, okay, I can even extend it further, else, okay. In the else also, you could write something similar. Statement something 5, 6, 7, 8, whatever. Okay. So it is not that you should have only 4 statements. You can have any number of statements. This is just a simple example. So, so the question is, can we write an if statement as part of an another if statement within the body? Okay, within the block of another if statement, the answer is yes, you can. Okay. So such statements which have an if statement inside another if statement is said to be a nested if statement. Did you understand now what we mean by nesting? Hello?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So why would we require this? Okay, sometimes we would want to test a series of conditions. Okay. Like I, so when a person is about to enter a secure facility, first he has to show his ID card, let's say. Okay, that is the first check. And later he has to perform a biometric check. Let's say he has to give his thumbprint. Okay. So if the person doesn't have an ID card, okay, then we would straight away reject him. There is no point asking him to enter the thumbprint. So first check is if he has an ID card, only then we will allow. And then it is just not sufficient that he has an ID card alone. Okay, he should also have a matching fingerprint. Okay, like it could be that he could have stolen someone's ID card already and bought it. Okay, uh, to masquerade or act like someone else. So the next thing we check is his fingerprint also should match. Okay. So one way to check this condition is by using and also. You can do that. Like we have discussed this already. If the person has a valid ID card and has a matching thumbprint, okay, it could be that way also. Or if the condition, if the person has a matching, if the person has a valid card, then okay, I will say then check whether he has a matching fingerprint. Okay, something like that. So let's take an example of this. Let's say that there is a company, okay, and it is providing some marriage benefits for its employees, okay, for its married employees. So it wants to first find out which all employees are eligible for getting this marriage benefit. Okay, so the eligibility criteria is that okay, if the person is male and aged above 21, he is eligible for this benefit. Similarly, if the person is female and eligible and aged above 18, then they are also eligible for this marriage benefit. Okay, so let's write this program. Did you understand the question? Any doubts in the question? Hello?
No,
No,
sir.
sir.
Okay, so let's write this program. Where is this spider? Okay. Uh, let's save this as something eligible dot by whatever. Okay. So in this program, what are the inputs? What all should I know before I can perform a check? Here, what is the data that I should know? What are the inputs?
Sir, can you repeat the
What
question?
What details of the person should I know for performing these checks?
The male should be about 21 and female about 18.
What is that criteria called?
Eligibility.
No, eligibility is not the criteria. Okay, for eligibility we have two criterias. Okay, so what are the data elements that I have to know? What input should my
Age of
program
the
ask?
age
Age.
of
Okay.
the male,
Person.
age
Age of
and
the
gender.
person. Age and gender. So both of these should be input to my program. Okay. So I should know whether first the person is male or female. Okay. And what his age is. Okay. So those are the two data elements. So let's read them as input. Okay. So let's assume that we will enter M for male and F for female in uppercase. Okay. So let's take a variable gender. Gender is equal to. So gender, is it a numerical value or a non-numerical value?
Non-numerical.
It's non-numerical. Okay, it's not a numerical value. Disha, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So we don't need to use eval because gender is not a numerical value. We need to only provide the input statement because we are entering a non-numerical value. Enter the gender M or F. Okay, we'll just prompt that. Whatever the user enters, the user should enter either M or F. Okay, we'll assume that the user will enter only M or F. He will not write male or female or whatever. He will just write M or F. Next, what is the second input that I should read apart from gender?
Age.
Age.
Age. Okay. So for age, should I use eval or not?
We have to use eval.
We have to because it's a numerical value. Okay. Eval of input. Okay, let me write this gender of employee. Okay, let me make it more meaningful. Okay. Enter the age of employee. Let's say we in years. Okay, we are not worried about the additional months and all. We'll just say years. Now, first, what should we check? Should we check about the gender or age?
Gender.
Gender. Okay. So if gender is equal to, let's say we'll take the case of male first. Okay, gender is equal to M. Okay, and I can write and age greater than or equal to 21. Okay, this is one way of looking at it. Or instead, okay, if gender is equal to male, then just whether age is greater than or equal to caps lock. If okay, if if age is greater than or equal to 21, then okay, what is the result in this case? Is he eligible or not? Hello.
He is eligible, sir.
He is eligible. Okay. So print eligible for salary benefits something. Okay. So now else if the age is not greater than or equal to 21, what should
Not
I
eligible.
do?
Not eligible
Okay, is
for
not
salary
eligible.
benefits.
Control C. Okay. Control V. Will do. Not eligible for salary benefits. Okay. Next. Is this sufficient?
A female.
Female we haven't considered. Okay. So we can write it as a separate one if gender equal to F. Okay. I can again copy paste control C. What change should I make here? Hello?
Sir,
Yes,
can
sir.
you show the
What change should I make here? I just copied
age
from
should
the
be
above.
18.
A should be 18. Right. That's all. Okay. So what we have observed here is we have written one if statement as in the body of another if statement. Okay. So all these that are written at one tab space, okay, this entire thing is the body of the first if. Okay. This is the body of the second if. And this has the inner body also. Print statement, this print statement belongs to the inner if, not to the outer if. Okay. You can also do multiple actions. Okay. In this example, our action is only to display whether he is eligible or not. Maybe if we have a computation, like for male employees, this is the salary benefit, we can do that computation here. Okay, I can write maybe salary computation code for male. Okay, if there is some company policy for that, I could possibly write that particular code. Okay. Same way, if there is some specific salary computation code for females, then after displaying eligible for salary benefits, I can write the rest of the code. Okay. So if there is such a code, all of them should be written at two tabs. Okay. You should see here there are two tabs. Okay. So this is how Python distinguishes which part a particular statement belongs to. This print statement belongs to the. Okay, let me write one more. Okay, print check complete. Okay, okay. So this check complete belongs to which block?
Female block.
Yeah, the gender is equal to F, this particular block, and not to the else block. You should not think that okay, this print is after this print not eligible, so it is part of it. No, it is not part of the else block. Rather, it is part of the gender block. Okay, so let's. Okay, you also finished typing this program. Is the font visible sufficiently?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Type the code. Okay, did you run the program and see the output?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, if you are not finished also, now listen to the description. Anyway, I will share all these programs that I do after class. Uh, so I'm updating all these files on Moodle. Okay, you can log into Moodle and see the later classes. You can see all the programs that I've done. I've shared it on Moodle. And also this recorded videos also, I have sent the links of the recorded videos as well. Okay, let's run this program. Enter the gender of the employee. Let's say F. We enter it as F. Okay. And the age of the employee, let me give it as say 29. Okay. So what do you see the output? The output is saying that the employee is eligible for salary benefits. Okay. If I give say 17, okay, not eligible for salary benefits, and it displays check complete. If I rerun it, employee, if I give the gender to be male and enter the age as 20, okay, he is not eligible for salary benefits, but this check complete did not display. Do you observe that? This time we didn't get check complete. Okay. So what we have to observe is the statement displaying check complete dependent on whether the employee is male or female?
Yes, sir.
Is it?
Yeah, it
No,
just
no. In
shows
the
for the
actual case,
female part.
it shows, yeah, as per the program, it shows check complete only in the female case. But in the generic sense, I don't want that behavior, right? Okay, whether it checks for male or female, after the check is done, it has to display check complete. Okay, so now to do that, okay, I write it at the beginning without giving any tab or indent. Okay, so I make this change. Now let's run the program. So now this print statement is neither part of the first if or the second if or the first if. Okay, because it is not at a tab. See, these statements are part of the second if. These statements are part of the first if because they are at one tab distance. Okay, these statements are part of the inner if of the first if. Okay, and so on. So now when I run the program, okay, gender, let's say male, age is 35, okay. So he is eligible for salary benefits and also it displays check complete. So the thing is, you have to understand the meaning of the tabs, how they differ. Okay, just using a tab, the meaning will differ. It decides which block a particular statement is going to belong. Okay, so all statements that are at one tab here belong to the outer if. Okay, those at two tabs belong to the inner if. Can I write one more if in the inner if? Yes. Okay, if you require that, you can even do that. Like you have three conditional checks, then if condition 1, within that if condition 2, within that you can say if condition 3. Okay, something like that. So you can do nesting to any number of levels and then compute the result. Okay. So looking at this example, I want you to write a program, take down, write a program to find out largest among three numbers using nested if statement. Okay, don't use logical operators and or and all. Use the nested if statement and write a program to find out largest of three numbers. How many inputs do we have in this program?
Three.
Three inputs. Okay, write the code for reading those three values. Let's say we call them n1 into n3. Largest of 3 dot pi. Okay. N1 is equal to eval of input. Okay, I'm not writing any input statement. You can write enter a number, enter first number, something like that. Or okay, let me write enter first number. Okay, n2 is equal to enter second number, n3 is equal to enter third number. Okay, now tell me, how do we find out largest among three numbers?
We use the max function.
Max of three values.
Yes, sir, we can do that.
Max. Okay, okay. Let's say that this max was not there. Two or more arguments, right? Okay. Let's say that we didn't have the max, built-in function max. I want you to do it that way.
So if n1 is greater than n2, and then again if
Ah,
n1 is greater than n3, then n1 is the largest
ah.
number.
So right. What condition should I write first?
If n1 is greater than n2,
Okay. Tanmay, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Okay. N1 greater than. Yeah, oh. n2. Okay, if this condition is true, then what is the next condition that I have to check?
Sir, aren't we supposed to give a? Oh, okay. If
What?
N2 is
Huh? If
N2 is
okay, go
great
ahead. What?
N2 is
Where?
greater than N3.
Where?
In the bracket, sir.
No, I have given if n1 is greater than n2, and then okay, if this condition is true, what does it mean? Among n1 and n2, which one is greater?
N1.
N1. Okay. So next, what condition should I check then?
Um,
N1 is
and
greater than n2. We have found out. Next, what should we
if
check?
N2 if N2 is if N1 is greater than N3,
Okay, why not n2?
because it's already greater than N2.
Yeah, okay, because we have found out that n1 is larger than n2. Okay, so we have to test whether n1 is larger than n3. Okay, if n1 is greater than n3, we will set that t variable largest is equal to what should be largest now if these conditions are true?
N1.
N1.
N1. Okay, write the rest of the code. Refer to the previous program, like how we wrote nesting. Okay, consider all possible cases and write the code. Okay, what should we write in the else part? Disha,
Uh,
if
else,
n1 is not greater than 3, else
so then largest number is. Should we use the same formula again? Like we have to use N2 then. So N2, if N2 is greater than
no,
N,
no. See, what does this else mean? Its
it
corresponding
means,
if is false. Okay,
yeah,
n1 is not greater than n3. What does that imply? N1 is greater than N2, but N1 is not greater than N3. What does that imply?
then N3 is the largest number.
That's all. As simple as that. So if
Okay.
N3 is larger than N, if N1 is larger than N2, N1 greater than N3 is wrong means N3 is larger than N1. So largest is N3. Okay. Then is this sufficient to find the largest of three numbers?
Uh,
So
no, sir.
Not necessarily, right? Okay. So what if N1 is less than N2? We have not considered that case at all, right? We have considered only the case where N1 is greater than N2. Okay. So now let's look into that. So I have to write else for the outer if, not for the inner if. Inner if I have already finished writing. Okay. So where should I write the next else statement? For this else, we have left one tab. But for the next else, how many tabs should we leave? So that it
uh,
corresponds to the outer if. Two tabs. See, this
no, sir.
largest is equal to n3 requires two tabs. If I write two tabs, then it thinks, okay, suppose say I write else here, it thinks else is part of the other else, okay, which is invalid syntax. Else should be combined with a previous if. Okay, this else is combined with the previous if. Okay, this else should be written with zero tabs. Okay, then which if does it match? N1 greater than N3 or N1 greater than N2? This else matches N1 greater than N3. This else matches which one?
N1 greater than N2.
The outer if. Okay, else. So now what does this else imply? Tanmai,
It implies
Tanmai.
Sir,
If the control comes here, when will this else come into picture?
sir, if the statement is wrong,
Which statement? N1 greater than N3 or N1 greater than N2?
N1 greater than N3.
When N1 is greater than N2, if this condition is false, it comes here. Okay, it goes to the matching else. It doesn't go to this else. Why? Because this does not match with the outer if. This matches with the inner if. Okay, so you have to use tabs very carefully because tab have a inherent meaning. Okay, it will tell which block it corresponds to. Okay, so now else corresponds to n1 greater than n2. So if it comes here, what do you make out of n1 and n2? Which one is larger? If n1 and n1 greater than n2 is false,
N2.
n2 is larger. Okay, so now what condition should I write next? If
if N2 is greater than N3, then largest is equal to N2.
n2 greater than n3. Okay, okay, the usage of brackets is optional. Okay, you need not use them because they are simple conditions. There are single conditions. Whether you use them, if you use them also, it's not an error. Okay, if n2 is greater than n3, largest is equal to what? What should I write largest equal to?
N2.
N2. Otherwise, else
N3.
it is n3. If n2 is greater than n3, then largest is n2. If n2 is not greater than n3, it means that n3 is the largest. In the when we came to else, okay, let me write a comment here. Hash implies n2 is greater than n1. Okay, so when we came to else, we know that n2 is larger than n1. All we are left out is to test with n3. If n2 is greater than n3, then largest is equal to n2. If n2 is not greater than n3, then largest is n3. Okay. Finally, we print. Print, should I write it at a tab? Should
No,
print
sir.
be, is print based on any condition? No. At the end, we have to display the result anyway. Okay, whether n1 is larger, n3 is larger, or n2 is larger. Okay, it doesn't matter. We have to print the value. Okay, largest is, okay, comma, largest. You can even modify the print statement to print largest of value 1, value 2, value 3 is so and so. Okay, for the time being, we'll just do it this way. So enter first number 34, 45, 23. Okay, largest is 45. You can try different possible combinations. Okay, and verify whether we are getting the result. Okay, So did you now understand how to use nested if statements? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So in the previous program, okay, we can improvise it further also. Okay. So here the problem is, if this condition fails, it will again check whether gender is equal to female later. Okay. We can, because we have only two possibilities, we can even write this simply as else. Okay, matching the outer if. That would also give us the same results. Okay. But either way, even the current one also gives you the same correct solution. Okay. So, okay, okay. Then sometimes we want to test these conditions, but we want to write it in a very concise form. Okay. Python provides that in the form of what we call as conditional expressions. Okay. The syntax is, okay, you have to write an expression, okay, expression 1, followed by the keyword if, for space you have to give a condition, okay, other and then else expression 2. Okay, so there are three parts: expression 1, then it has a conditional expression, boolean expression, and then expression 2. Okay, syntax is expression 1 if boolean expression, else expression 2. So this, the execution is, first it will say, it will test the boolean expression. If the boolean expression is true, it gives us expression 1. If the boolean expression is false, it gives us expression 2. Okay, say I want to find out largest among two numbers. Okay, so we have written that, like, expression 1 in our case is number 1. The condition is, if number 1 is greater than number 2, what should we return? Number 1. Okay, we said if boolean expression is true, it will return expression 1. If this condition is false, we should return number 2. That's why we write else number 2. And when we write it in max, when we store it into max, max will have the largest among two numbers. Okay, so take two values, n1 is equal to some values, n2 is equal to some other value. Okay, now let's write max is equal to n1. Do it along with me. N1 if n1 greater than n2, else n2. Okay, execute this and see what is the value in max. In your Python interpreter, okay, type, don't type this here, type it in your Python console here. Okay, whatever I have typed here, same thing. What is the value in max in this case? What is the largest among 78 and 56?
78.
Okay, so does the result verify? Yes, max contains the value 78. Okay, okay. So the same thing, if I had to write a statement, I should write if n1 is, where is that? Okay. If n1 is greater than n2, max is equal to n1, else max is equal to n2. If I had to write that in the regular if statement one, but like this is a much concise form. you can write in a short form also. This is also possible. Okay. So let us see some more examples of it. Okay. Type this in your Python console. Okay. Just before typing it, set number some particular value of your choice. Okay. And then type this. Okay. You can give 345, whatever number, and then run the print statement and see what is the output of it. So you can write a conditional print statement using the conditional expressions. So it prints number is even if number mod 2 is equal to 0 is true. Otherwise it prints number is odd. Okay. So you see it prints the result to be number is odd because the value is 345. If I change the value to some even number, 786, and then print, see this time it prints number is even. Okay. So when you have this conditional expression here, try to compare it with the general form. Okay. So we have if corresponding to this if, else corresponding to this else. So what is expression 1? The string number is even. Okay, this is corresponding to expression 1. Then the condition number mod 2 equal to 0 corresponds to the Boolean expression. Then where is that? Okay, so then number is odd corresponds to expression 2. In this case, number 1 corresponds to expression 1. Number 1 greater than number 2 corresponds to the Boolean expression. Number 2 corresponds to expression 2, like that. Okay. Suppose say I'm displaying a web page, and when I'm displaying the web page, let's say the page offset or margin, I want to set it as 20 if it is Windows. If it is not Windows, I want to set the margin to be 10. Okay, let's say I instead of offset, I will type margin. Okay. So to let's see this. First, for this to work, you have to import the sys package. Okay. Type this. Let me know whether you are getting an error or you are getting the prompt back. Confirm both of you. Hello.
Sir, are we supposed to type it in the console?
In the console only. This is not the program. See, from here on, whenever you see this three greater than symbols, okay, type them in the console.
Okay, sir.
If you want this, whenever I'm talking about the program, I will type the program here. Okay, in the Spider or PyCharm, whichever you use. Okay, type the program here in the output part, console. Okay, whatever I say, I type after three greater than symbols, you type that in your console. Are you getting just the prompt back or error?
Prompt back.
Prompt back means okay, so things are fine. Okay, now type this code. Which operating system are you using currently now? Windows or something else?
So
Windows.
Huh?
sir, iOS.
Okay, you are using iOS. Okay, fine. Okay. Okay, so run this program, so run this statement, press enter. Okay, so type it as is. I will explain the meaning of this statement. Don't worry about it right now. And then try displaying the value of margin. It should be either 20 or 10 depending on the operating system you are using. I am using Linux, which is not Windows, that's why it's showing me 10. Maybe if you are using Windows, you should be getting 20, otherwise you should be getting 10.
Yes, sir, I got 10.
Okay, yeah, because you're not using Windows, so you're getting 10. Tanmay, I think you should get 20.
20, sir.
Getting it? Okay, so let's try to understand again here. What is expression 1 in this part? In this case, what is expression 1 in the highlighted section? The general
20.
form is expression 20. Okay, expression 1 if boolean expression, else expression 2. Okay, so expression 1 is 20, expression 2 is 10. So it will return either expression 1 or expression 2 depending on the boolean expression. Okay, so the conditional expression is sys dot platform dot starts with. Okay, so now type sys dot platform. Okay, and see the result. You should get your operating system being displayed there. Let me know what you're getting the output.
Sir, Darwin.
Darwin. Okay, Darwin is the iOS thing, version, Darwin version. Okay,
Windows
okay.
10.
Then my Windows 10. Okay, so if you want to find out which operating system you are running, you can import the sys package. Okay, and print the value of sys.platform. Okay, sys.platform will fetch you which operating system. So I could have said if sys.platform uh, if system platform is equal to Windows. But again in Windows, again you can have different Windows 11, Windows 10, something like that. So I just want to just check whether they belong to the Windows family. I don't want to make a distinction between Windows 10, 11 or whatever. So so what is the type of the result here? Sys.platform. What is the data type of the result? Is it a numerical value or what?
String.
It's a string, right? Okay. So type of this dot platform is a string type. Okay, because you have several characters enclosed within strings. Okay. So this strings has a built-in method called a function called starts with. Okay, so sys.platform will be replaced with the value, and then on that value, okay, in my case Linux or in your case Darwin or Windows, whatever, we are then checking the condition dot starts with. There is a function starts with which returns true or false depending on whether whatever you have given as the parameter here, if the string starts with that, then it returns true, otherwise it returns false. Okay, so in my case, the string linux Linux does not start with win. Okay, it starts with something else, lin. So what happened? This condition is false. It returns me expression 2. That's why margin has been set to 10. In case of Tanmay, she got Windows 10 or Windows 11, whatever, Windows 10, which started with win, and therefore she is getting the value to be, so since the condition is true, it will return 20, which gets assigned to the margin. Margin would be set to 20. Okay, so I have a variable called parking status. Okay, so the parking status should be set to allowed on even days and not allowed on odd days. Write the remaining statement. Let's take that we have a variable day that has the current day of the month. Okay, so what should be our first statement? Expression 1.
Allowed if
Yeah, allowed. Okay, allowed should be a string, either in single quotes or double quotes. Okay, allowed. Tanmay, can you give it a try? Allowed if.
Weekday.
Huh. What weekday? What test should we perform?
Sir,
The value is even or odd. We already learned that, no?
sir, can you repeat? I couldn't hear you.
What condition should I write here? How do you say it's a even day or a odd day?
So, if it's a even day, it's
What condition should I write? Earlier you checked how to check for a even number, no?
yes, sir.
When do you say a number is even?
The number is even if it's divisible by 2.
How do I write that condition here? Remainder operation. What operator I have to use?
Mod.
Which symbol? Which symbol should I use?
Percent.
Tell me that. Complete day mod day percentage symbol. After that,
Equal to.
no day percentage. What? Don't I need to tell what value I have to divide by?
2.
Okay. Later,
Equals
equals
0.
0. Okay. So if this condition day mod 2 is equal to 0, we will return the string allowed. Okay. Then else what should I write? If the condition is false, what string should I return?
Not allowed.
That's all. Like that. Not allowed. Okay. We got an error here because day does not have a value. Okay, day was not defined earlier. Let's say today is 25, right? Okay, day is equal to 25. Let me rerun this code now. Okay, you just press the upper arrow you will get the previous commands. Okay, whatever you typed. Day is equal to see, this time I'm not getting any error. Let's see what is the content of parking status. What should be the value of parking status if today if the day is 25?
Not allowed.
Not allowed. See, we are getting that. Okay. If I set day is equal to 26 and then rerun that statement, parking status. Okay, you will get here to see the parking status to be allowed. Okay. The same thing you could have done using the if statement. If day mod 2 is equal to 0, parking status is equal to allowed, else parking status is equal to not allowed. But this is a concise way of writing it. Okay, in your program, if you have a short condition to check, rather than using this if else kind of a structure, you can make use of a conditional expression. Okay. Okay. Now write a program. Take down, write a program that generates a random number between 1 and 100. That generates a random number between 1 and 100. Ask the user to guess this random number generated. Okay, you and display suitable messages.
So could you repeat from the start?
Okay, okay. See, if you understand the problem, it's fine. You don't need to exactly write the problem as is. Your program
So
should generate a, yeah, let me repeat. Your program should generate a random number between 1 to 100. Okay. After the random number has been generated, you will ask the user to guess this random number. He doesn't know which random number is. He will just enter a value. Okay. And later you have to say whether his guess was correct or not. Okay, simple if
okay.
statement. Write the program, generate a random number, store it in a variable, then ask the user to enter a value, store it in another variable, check whether these values are same, then his guess is correct. Otherwise, his guess is not correct. Okay. So we can implement this simple game. Guess number by what is the first thing that we require in a program?
Import random.
Okay, in this case, we would require a built-in feature of generating random numbers. So we will import the requisite package, which is random. Import random. Okay, let's generate. Okay, let me call that random number generated as, let's say, magic. Okay, so now write the code to generate the random number and store it into magic. Then maybe how do we generate a random number?
Sir, random dot random.
Correct. Yeah. Good. So we write random dot rand int. Okay, what is the range we have to give?
0 to 100.
Okay, 1 to 100, let's say. Okay, I had said in the question 1 to 100. 1 to 100. Okay. Next. will ask the user to guess this number. Let me store that in a variable guess. So how should we read this from the user? What instruction should I write here?
Uh, eval input enter number between.
Eval input. Sorry, not this. Not this should not be in double quotes. Input enter your guess. Okay, like as you said, between 1 and 100. Okay, let us ask the user to enter. Okay. Next, how do we check whether his guess is correct or not?
If y is equal to, sorry, if a guess is equal to magic, then
Yeah.
print correct.
If guess is equal to magic. Okay. Tanmay, can you
Sir?
listen?
Yes, sir.
What if I write? What if I write? If magic is equal to guess, would it be right instead of this?
Yeah. No. Yes, sir.
Okay, checking for equality is a commutative operation. Whether you can write magic equal to guess, you can check whether magic is equal to guess or guess equal to magic. So both of them don't make a difference. Okay. So what should I print here? Tanmay, what should I print? If the user has guessed right, okay, and let's say this is a game, what would you do? What would be the action here?
Sir. Print. You got it right.
Print what? You told something.
You got it right.
You got it right. You got it right. Okay. Is it sufficient that I do this or should I write some other code?
Uh, else statement.
Else. So if his guess is wrong, then also we want to display something. Okay. Else you got it wrong. Okay. So let's run this. Okay, I take a guess of 77. I don't know. Like just I do a random guess. Okay. I got it wrong. Okay, the number was something else. Okay. How do I know which was the random number generated? What change can I make to the program so that I can find out what was the random number generated?
Uh, we can type print magic.
Yeah, we can print. Okay, in the outside the conditions, the random number was magic. Magic contains the random number. I am displaying it. Okay, so let me run it again. This time, let me guess 64. No, okay, again it says you got it wrong because the random number generated was 93. Okay, let us try to improve this game. I want to give a feedback to the user saying that not just saying that his guess was correct or wrong. Okay, I want to say whether his guess was larger or smaller, so that he can uh, try to find out this value after repeated guesses. Okay, say suppose my random number generated was 65. The user will give his guess as 97. Then I will say your guess is greater. Okay, so next time probably then he will come up with a lesser value than that. Okay, he will obviously not tell 105 because 97 itself is greater than our number. Obviously, it has to be somewhere below 97. Okay, so what changes should I make to this program? After the user enters the guess, okay, I want to tell the user whether his guess was higher or lower.
If guess is less than
Huh.
magic, then print guess is lower.
Where should I write it?
Uh,
Should I
will
remove
be
this condition? Guess is equal to magic.
yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Yes, sir.
What if he guesses right then? In that case, I
Then
have to tell you
okay.
got it right, right? I can't say you guess larger or lesser.
Then we can use it in the L after else statement.
After else is the last one. You can't write anything after else.
Like we can write it before the
See,
print statement.
huh? What should you write? So this is not a two-way choice. Okay, the possibilities are you can guess it right, or your guess can be larger, or your guess can be smaller.
Uh,
So how do you write a three-way or multi-way conditions?
so we have to use elif.
Elif, right? Okay. So I will write elif guess is greater than magic. Okay. Print your guess is higher. Okay. Then should I write elif guess less than magic?
Uh, can use R. No.
No, should I write here elif guess is less than magic, your guess is lower. Okay, is this fine?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So if the user's guess was lower, how many comparisons have been made in the program? How many comparisons would have been made? How many conditions would have been tested if the user's guess was lower?
Two conditions.
Two? Think of it. Okay, let me come the other way. If the user has guessed it right, how many conditions will be executed?
One condition.
Which one?
If guess is equal to magic.
Magic will be executed. And why won't these conditions be executed? Why the remaining won't be executed?
Because if one is executed, then the
Yeah, because the behavior of if is if a condition is true, okay, then the rest of the elif and else will be skipped off. Okay. So if the user's guess is higher, how many conditions would have been tested?
two,
Two. Okay. If his guess was lower, how many conditions would have tested? He would have tested then
three.
three. Okay. So Tanmay, can you think? Can we reduce on this number of comparisons?
No, sir.
Huh? Hello.
Sir, can
You
you
said
hear me?
something?
Yes,
I
sir.
can
No.
hear you. Yeah. Yeah.
No.
How can we reduce on this number of comparisons? Is there any possibility?
Uh, I don't think so.
Okay. Disha, can you think of anything?
So after elif guess is greater than magic, we can use
Huh.
else statement after that.
Yeah. See, there are only three possibilities. Okay, if the first condition is false, if guess is equal to magic is false, and guess greater than magic is also false, it is implied that the guess is less than magic. There is no point testing the same condition again, which is obvious. I can just simply write else. Okay, so in else, there is no conditional check formed, it just simply goes to the print statement. It simply prints your guess is lower. Okay. Earlier solution was also correct, but it would require one additional comparison. But this is the improved one. Okay. So now let's run the program. So 33 is my guess. Okay. So it says my guess is higher. Okay. And the random number was 7. Yes. So the program is right. Okay. 33 is larger than 7. Okay. So now if I want to implement this as a game, okay, how would you want to improve it further? Instead of disclosing the random number, what would you like to do after saying your guess is higher or lesser?
So we can use an input statement
We, we,
again.
we could we could ask the user to again guess, right?
Yes, sir.
Hello. Okay, if this was a guessing game, okay, so he has to continue guessing till he gets his answer right. Okay, so after saying your guess is higher, instead of saying this was the random number and stopping it, we can ask him again to enter his guess between 1 and 100. Okay, I can rewrite this statement here, and whatever value he has entered, I have to again perform this check. Okay, but that will be done only one additional time. But is it guaranteed that okay he can come up with the correct value in the second guess?
No.
Not necessarily, right? It may take more guesses. But however, the procedure to be done is whenever he is wrong, we have to ask him to guess again, and we have to perform the same checks. Okay. So there is no point writing the same code again and again, but rather we could use another control structure. Okay. So we said there are three types of control structures in Python. First one we discussed was the decisional control structure, okay, or the branching control structure, which allows us to make decisions or choose among options. Okay, so we saw if else, and the if else if ladder. Okay, using these we can make only decisions. Okay, but sometimes we don't want to make only decisions, we want to make some repeated operations. Okay, I want to keep asking the user to keep guessing till he gets his operation right. Okay, or like for example I have to suppose say I am going from one point to another, I am driving my vehicle from one point to from a source to destination, so I have to keep on driving my vehicle till I arrive at the destination. Okay, like I have to keep on pressing the gas pedal. Okay, I have to keep the machine the vehicle on. So this is an example of repeated operations. Okay. So Python provides for repeated operations as well, for which we look at the next control structure called as the repetition. Okay. So Python provides two control structures, while and for. Okay, we will look at these two in the next class. Okay, so we will work on the same program. We'll improve this program such that after telling whether his guess is higher or lower, it gives the user to guess the number again, and repeatedly it keeps on checking, okay, till the user gives a correct guess. Okay, that is when the program will stop. Okay, we will improve this for program further in the next sessions. So I think that's enough for today. Any questions that you have? Any doubts?
No, sir.
Okay, so shall we stop here?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah, okay then. Okay, so look at the assignment given on Moodle. Okay, we will. I think the deadline is on 31st. Rishabh, 1 minute, 1 minute. Deadline is 31st. You try to finish off that assignment by then. Okay, so we'll stop here.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you, sir.